What is going on, guys? Welcome to GregglesTV Daily, your source for daily tech news. Make sure you subscribe so you know what's going on in the world of tech. How is everyone doing? Let's get into the news. The first and only story of the day is about the Galaxy Note 9 and some benchmarks that have leaked out. So we'll have benchmark scores for the Exynos 9810 and also the Snapdragon 845. But before we get into those scores, let's talk about specs that are on these phones. You're looking at Snapdragon 845 on obviously one of them, and then the Exynos 9810 on the international version. As for RAM amounts, it's the same, 6 gigabytes of RAM. Didn't say anything about storage, and then also running Android 8.1, so the latest version of Android that isn't out in beta right now. By the time the Note comes out, Android 9.0 will be released very soon after that, maybe like the next month or the same month even as when that phone gets released. I would love to see Android 9 on this. Realistically, you're probably looking at January or February of 2019 before I get to Android 9.0 on the phone, so you do have some time to wait. Unfortunately, it takes a really long time, or at least it has in the past, for Android or Samsung to get the latest version of Android on it. They're usually always like 6 months behind, unfortunately. Now let's talk about the benchmark scores. With the Exynos 9810, it scored a single core score of 2737 and a multi-core score of 9064. And then with the Snapdragon 845, it scored a single core score of 2411 and a multi-core score of 8712. I personally don't buy into benchmark scores that much at all. I go with the day-to-day operation of the phone. You can look at something like a Pixel, which won't get as high a score to that on the benchmark, but it'll be just as smooth, if not smoother, than that phone. So don't worry about if it has, such and such a score. It's gonna run games fine. If you use the Snapdragon 845 on any other phone, it's gonna run games fine. It's gonna run apps fine, and it should be smooth as butter. So really, don't put too much merit into those bench scores, at least at this point in time with what phones can do. But otherwise, yeah, you're not looking at much of an upgrade spec-wise. You're looking at the same processor that's in the S9, S9 Plus, same RAM amount that's in the S9 Plus and the Note 8. So again, not a huge spec bump, just kind of like a marginal update. And then you're gonna look at, just other things that'll probably update. And then the rumored battery in there should be 3850 milliamps, which is a sizable increase versus last year's Note 8, which was, I believe, at 3300 or 3350. So you're getting about 500 more milliamps of battery, which is a quite sizable increase to give you in, just day-to-day usage with that battery. Hopefully you'll see a big, at least a significant improvement. But yeah, overall, it's still gonna be a nice looking phone in terms of the specs that it's gonna have. It's just not gonna be anything really different than what we already have with the Samsung phones that are out right now. Guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. New videos every single day. My question to you guys, are you gonna buy the Note 9? It's kind of going back and forth with things we're learning about this phone, things we're kind of expecting about this phone. Are you gonna buy it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're gonna buy it, let me know why. If you're not gonna buy it, let me know why. Me personally, I will buy this phone. You got to. I always buy the S9. I always buy the Note series as well, so I'll definitely buy that as well this time. Those would probably be the last two phones I buy. Would be the Pixel 3 XL and also the Note 9. Will probably be, again, the last phones I buy for the year. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you down the road. Peace.